Bring the bass in. Welcome back, everybody. We are on to the second semifinal round. Probably the closest battle and my most anticipated battle of the whole competition. We got Yaswede from Belgium versus Raje from India. Let's go! As I said before, this was my most anticipated match of the GBB, which is funny because it's actually a rematch from the Hot 10 World Championship 3 months prior to GBB. And the reason why it was my most anticipated battle was because the last time they battled, it kind of ended on a premature note. Raje was unable to complete his second round, so Yaswede just kind of got a bye to the final where he battled Josh. This is also my most anticipated battle because these two, Yaswede number 1 and Raje number 2, were my top 2 for the GBB wildcard judging. And they just barely squeezed in, with Raje being 6th and Yaswede being 5th. So boys, you're welcome. Both of these guys killed it in their battles yesterday versus Josh O and versus Duncan, and I knew that they weren't going to hold anything back against each other today. So yeah, I was just ready. I don't want to waste any time. I'm excited to get into this battle. That's not true. I am going to waste time, actually, to ask if you've listened to my new EP. I'm going to keep asking, guys. Sorry for the spam, but, you know, an artist's got to do what an artist's got to do. If the reaction videos are blowing up, I want to direct the traffic to the thing. I do care about this, but to the thing that I actually care about, you know, the thing I actually, like, poured hard work and soul into. You know what I mean? I hope you all understand. Still Hungry EP is out everywhere on all platforms. 3 bangers. I hope you like them. I hope you listen to them over and 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 over. Seriously, check it out. Means the world. Thank you. Now, no more time to waste. We're gonna hop right into this battle. It's gonna be so sick. As per usual, over in the right-hand corner, we have Judge BizKit and you have me, present-day BizKit. Gonna try and break down my thoughts, Judge BizKit's thoughts, basically everything that's going into what I see and the things I'm noticing, the things I'm valuing, the things that could it push something in any certain direction. I might not get it all in one sitting, but I'm gonna try my best.
Right here we have Yaswede versus Raje. Yaswede was high ranked.
Look at me, I'm stressing a little bit.
First, semi-final, Grand B-Box Battle 2024.
Especially after the events of the previous battle, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I definitely didn't want a repeat of what happened last time with Raje, where he's unable to perform his rounds. But I have a feeling he learned from that mistake. Here we have some more launchpad cable shenanigans. Very interesting chords and voicings here. If you guys are interested in this song, it is called Surface Tension. It is off of Rage's Human Error EP, out now everywhere. This is my personal favorite off of the EP. You'll see why. It's just a bop. Very unorthodox build-up, like this drum pattern. But it's very intense. And paired with the beautiful chords, it just gives you, this feeling of tension. Surface tension, maybe. That's the name of the song. I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh my goodness. Oh, those rhythms. Oh, it's a headbanger. For sure. Ugh. And those chords and the voicings are super nice, especially when layered on top of the bass line and they're compressing and crunching up on each other. Oh, that's my favorite. That's my style right there. And it's so true to the genre, this melodic rhythm that he's covering. Great atmosphere. Great textures. Shout out Yaswede. Textures, obviously. We have another melody coming in. We have another melody coming in. We just got layers on layers. We're swaying, we're swinging. Great riser. Yeah. Oh, it's so nasty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man.
And that's
super impressive. What a way to start.
Incredible technician. Incredible technician. So true to the genre.
Rage with round number 1.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in that round. Like, sheesh. The use of space and the use of white noise and the timing and the way everything swells and sweeps into each other. The coordination and the dynamics of this track are out of this world. Sonically, this one and Josh O's second round over were probably my favorite rounds of the competition. To listen to, specifically. Like, sonically, like, I would replay these over and over again on my own time. However, going into the battle and the loop station of it all, I did notice a few things. Some of the transitions were a little bit questionable. They could have been a lot smoother, especially the one that heads into the second drop. It felt very sudden, which maybe he was going for that shock value, but still, the cut to it was a little bit jarring, and not in a good way. Another thing to note about this round in particular, as compared to Rage's other rounds, he didn't really say anything. There were no lyrics, there were no vocal inflections. There were the drums in the beginning, and then they were sequenced with the launch pad and the cables to be certain patterns at certain times, but all he had to do were the 3 sounds and then the track was ready to go. But now more than ever, his robot tendencies are starting to show a little bit. And now I'm starting to see the argument of this guy should be in producer category, because it really did feel like for this track in particular, he just pressed play. Which obviously he didn't just press play. There's so much to unpack and there's so much that goes in behind the scenes to make sure that everything is sequenced and laid out perfectly. But for this track in particular, while I did enjoy it sonically and the technicality of it all was probably the most impressive thing I'd heard this far into the competition, there was that human element missing. And I live for that human element personally. I can put it aside if the track itself is like incredible and the technicality of it all is revolutionary, which it is, but it's something I'm keeping in the back of my mind. And since I'm a battler myself, I know it's something that Yaswede is keeping in the back of his head as well. This was an incredibly strong start to the battle, just like Rage's previous battle, and I could tell that this was going to be a style clash. Let's get into Yaswede's first round.
Are you good to go?
He's already
Yaswede, it's good to go.
being like, this is what beatboxing sounds like. Remember, guys? Deserved. Yeah, because it's like he didn't really he just did 3 sounds. So after all that crazy launchpad robotic shit, he's reminding the crowd that this is a beatbox competition. is going to work in his favor. Definitely. And him just saying nice for that one little bit was more than Rage said the entire time in his first round. I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that said. Fine.
Okay, hello
everyone. He did that at Hot 10 too. I still don't get it.
Completely missed my battle yesterday. Poor Josh. Poor Josh. Anyways, this is a massive shout out to LFO.
Why?
Hard wave style.
So extra.
Move fast, red lights moving all night. Here we move like a hive mind. Hard wave style. Move fast, red lights moving all night. Here we move like a hive mind.
So as Yaswede said, this is a shout out to LFO, who is a Chinese looper. And this was his producer wild card. This kind of ravey, hard rave style, as he says. And the lyrics are LFO's as well. So Yaswede is essentially remixing another looper's routine. That texture was really nice. It hit super well in the venue, and the transition into it was very smooth as well.
Hard rave.
That's really smart. How he has a filtered, reverbed kick underneath the actual kick for that subby, spacey feeling. I think that's what he did. A really smart sound design choice. Wow, he's interacting with the crowd. Oh, it's massive. Yeah, look at Frosty. He knows. Look at Fuga. He definitely knows. The sound is just huge. It's huge and it's minimal at the same time, which is very true to the techno that he's covering.
Date kimi, yo aimo.
Pretty solid round, all things considered.
And that's tough.
It's close. He's also very true to the genre that he's covering or that he's doing. But he's more animated, he's performing, he has lyrics, that helps.
This little cheers moment, that's insane.
Yeah. It's even, but I see different pros for both of them.
You ready for round two? Good to go.
Goated.
Yeah, drinking Strong Zero, an alcoholic beverage, while you're in the most important tournament of your life is definitely a choice, Yaswede. I'm sure he can handle it. But yeah, as I was saying, during his round, he was, moving around, animated, he was feeling the music. Rage was also feeling the music, but in a choreographed kind of way. Yaswede he's a natural. His charisma is natural, it's not rehearsed. I mean, maybe it is rehearsed to a degree, but he never feels that way. He's very present and in the moment, which is very much the opposite of Rage's everything is planned beforehand, and then it's just about getting it right, getting the sequence right, and then letting it play out from there. Overall, I did prefer Rage's track a lot more, but Yaswede's battle energy and stage presence is making it way closer than musically it should be. Round one I give to Rage, but it is still a very close battle, and we are just going to have to wait for the second round to really determine how this whole thing is going to shape up. Also, the idea of remixing an arguably less popular looper's routine on the biggest stage ever, it's interesting because Yaswede certainly put his own identity on it, but he's more than capable of making his own lyrics for something like that. At least he cited his inspiration being LFO. Seriously, check out that wild card. It's really good. Let's move on to the second round. Arguably the game changer round.
I say the 3, y'all say the 2 and the 1. It's on Rage in 3.
We're setting up. We're cooking. Oh, we're actually redoing. Interesting. Still don't know what that says, Yaswede. I have a feeling I know what this is. See? More of that, Rage. Please. And now I do know what this is. I heard him do this at Hot 10 against Saijo. And it was, at that point, the craziest thing.
At Hot 10.
Yes, it was the craziest thing I'd seen. It was definitely more than pretty good. Pretty good is an understatement. It just shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't be possible on Mark II. Oh, the panning as well? Yeah. Look at my face. I'm just like, give me a break, man. Hit like a truck live as well. But yeah, Rage is just kind of up there. The music is good, but I'm not entertained necessarily, you know what I mean? Building up again straight away. And I remember he did this at Hot 10 too. He has moved away from the loop. Yeah, me too, Frosty. But just inside, because I've already heard this. I will say, and I'm gonna have a lot of time to listen to this, this mix out of the Rage tracks is probably my least favorite. Especially in the drums. The snare is a little bit lacking to me. And those fast hi-hats can be a little grating sometimes. And Stitches on stage.
Rage just left the building.
Yeah, and he went into the crowd actually. And he's just kind of chilling. And now he's back. And now I'm seeing double. And neither of them really know what to do.
It's a joke.
It is a joke. It's a pretty funny one. So congratulations to Rage 1 and Rage 2 for a pretty great performance, a pretty great track. Yeah, the issues I had with it sonically, I noticed a little bit. Since I was familiar with the track as well, it didn't have quite the same impact on me that it once did at Hot 10. And if you all have watched my reaction video to Rage vs. Duncan, you'll remember that I had some advice for Rage after Hot 10, which was if you're going to be hands-free and you're going to, you know, walk away from the loop, you need to entertain me. This isn't really what I meant. Is it funny in theory to, walk away from the loop and have someone completely different go on stage and entertain the crowd for you? Yes. It's funny, but it's not really the flex that you think it is. I remember after this round, T&Eb, who was sat right next to me, just turned to me and goes, too long. And maybe something that would have helped with that is like an honest performance and not just like what felt like a halftime show or like an intermission, It's like, I'm here for the sport, but you're giving me a show that I didn't really ask for, and a show that is kind of like the antithesis of why we're all here. We're here to watch people loop. We're not really here to watch people press play and then leave. I think this round is genuinely amazing, but I think he would be better off programming some way to make it like so he actually has to press more buttons, just even if he's not, just so that it looks like he's doing something more than he is. KBA in producer category does something kind of like this. His performance is like the most press play you could ever get, but he's still interacting with his setup on stage, and he's still feeling his music, he's still dancing, and then he has his moments where he goes out into the crowd, and then he's like, ah, and then he goes back. He doesn't leave. He doesn't leave. Honestly, the play here, in my opinion, would be to not do this version of Yama, but the version of Yama that he did for his wild card, because that version of Yama hits way harder for me, and the crowd will know it. I discussed in the Saijo versus Cardona battle that doing your wild card is a really good strategy to get the crowd on your side and hooked instantly. And that routine is such a banger, and it's more interactive than this version. I don't know. Felt like a missed opportunity for me. So now Rage has properly set up one of the most quick-witted battlers in the loop scene with some easy material. Let's see how he runs with that.
With the response, Yaswede, it's back on you.
Yaswede could take advantage of this by being a human being. That makes sense.
We're going to see.
It sounds worse than it is, but it really is like the soul versus the machine. Both are really cool, but you'll see. I mean, you'll just see. And there we go.
I'm kidding. I actually have to loop.
And there we go. And there we go!
I saw it coming, but
all he has to do now is not fuck up. So yeah, obviously this is his wild card called Textures. The wild card I seeded first, right above Rage's Yama VIP, which was second. Ah, the irony.
Oh yeah, bring the bass in.
He's got the crowd in the palm of his hand now. This is also my third time hearing this routine live. Once at Vocal Total, once at Hot 10, and now here again. So full. I don't love the hi-hat and snare mix with the... I don't love the way that's mixed here. That's my one nitpick. Another nitpick, his lyrics are kind of indecipherable. Can't really understand them. It sounds good though, sonically, like the rhythms and his tone of voice. And that high-pitched filter was a little grating as well. I'm being very nitpicky right now because at this point, when the battle is this close, you absolutely have to be. It has to come down to every little fine detail. Performing during the setup where you're supposed to kind of lock in, and he's still just up there playing around and having fun. Oh, this build up and the tension is crazy. Executed perfectly. Oh man. Oh, look at that. That's a new Yaswede emotion. That's hunger right there.
They're both incredible at what they do for very different reasons. One is a revolutionary, and one is an impeccable performer.
All right. Only one can move on to the finals right here. Grand B-Box Battle 2024.
We'll see indeed. Okay, we've come down to it. This is the closest battle that I've had to judge so far. Two polar opposites. Again, like I said, we have man versus machine. Both of these second rounds were very good sonically. But once again, I never felt bored during Yaswede's round. Whereas for that last minute in Rage's round, there was something that just disappeared. Him. And then we were left with good music, but, you know, ultimately no show, no performance. No show that was, like, actually substantial. Yaswede definitely wasn't perfect, but there's almost, when you went up against someone like Rage, there's almost a charm to that, you know? It shows you that risks are being taken to enhance the quality of the performance. So like I said, doing your wild card gets people moving instantly, and Yaswede played everything right textbook after Rage's second round. Made fun of his flaws with his setup and, you know, method of looping, stole the energy with his wild card, and gave us that personal connection that enhances the experience between a listener and a performer. But Rage did the craziest shit that anybody's ever done on a loop station. Rage is a revolutionary on the Mark II. Nobody was doing this before him. This is his style. These are his techniques. This is his music. No covers, no remixes, just him. So it all comes down to one crucial thing. Let's go to the vote.
Red for Rage, blue for Yaswede. We go to the judges. I say the three, y'all say the two and the one. Help me out, crowd. In 3, 2, 1, with the split decision going to Yaswede.
A 3-2. The closest battle we've seen thus far. Also, that was real excitement coming from Yaswede.
I don't know. The battle move alone kind of...
That's what it was, the battle.
Rage's first round was crazy. The second round played a little bit against him. It set Yaswede up to flip the narrative. Yaswede's first round wasn't as strong as Rage's first round, but it was still interactive, and it still had a human element, and he used that in his favor against Raj.
That being said,
And he had the crowd entertained the whole time, even if not every idea was hitting. He just outperformed him at the end of the day, and that's something I really value. So, it's my decision. But Rage, the GOAT at what he does. Incredible.
Wow, it's nice to see that me and Judge BizKit are on the same page. Also, it was really refreshing to see Yaswede break character for a moment. He normally carries himself with this, you know, too cool, I don't give a fuck persona, but even he knew that that battle was way too close. So when he won, he had a much-deserved pop-off, and his strategies paid off very, very well. And that strategy is ultimately what won him the battle, in my opinion. Again, Rage sonically was the best sounding there. And technique-wise, Rage was like levels above everyone else. But Yaswede's sound and techniques were also really high level, and a different kind of high level because he's not using the same setup as Rage. But to be able to perform that well while still having to interact with your setup that much is a very impressive skill. And this skill is why I put him above Rage in my wildcard rankings as well. So this all makes sense to me. This is very in line with my way of thinking already. Where Rage scored super high in technicality and originality, Yaswede scored just as high in performance, which is something Rage did not score as high in, or showmanship rather. So it was Yaswede who ticks all these boxes really well, and versus Rage, who ticks a few boxes exceptionally and then doesn't tick other ones well at all. And I value someone who can be an all-rounder and do everything very well and very exceptionally and stay true to themselves. And that's what Yaswede embodied here, and that's ultimately what got him the win against this absolute monster. Titan even, that is Rage. This was my favorite battle of the whole event. Super high level and class acts from both. That's gonna do it for this reaction video, guys. We're gonna move on to the small final and the final after this. Yaswede and Matei are gonna meet in the final, while Rage and Saijo are going to meet in the small final. Once again, make sure that you are supporting the artists that you see here. Rage has his EP available on all platforms. Yaswede is killing it on YouTube and his socials. He's really on the grind right now. It's pretty inspiring to see. Make sure you support the original video on Swiss Beatbox if you haven't already. What's wrong with you? Why'd you come here before you... What? That doesn't make sense. Make sure you're streaming my Still Hungry EP, available everywhere. I'm going to plug it until the end of time because I'm really proud of it. And I'll see you all next time. Please take care of yourselves. Please be nice to each other. Much love. Stay safe in the comments. And yeah, bye-bye. And that's time.